Welcome to another episode of Midwest Ghost Hunters Dark Matter Podcast. Today we'll talk with Melissa, a tour guide at Pythian Castle, and also we're going to be listening to EVPs we've caught on location at Pythian Castle. Welcome to another episode of Midwest Ghost Hunters Dark Matter Podcast. Live once again from Pythian Castle. I'm John, Chris, Tyler, Dustin, all on location today.
And we have a guest with us today. Melissa is a tour guide here at Pythian Castle, and she's got some really good stories she's going to be telling us just about some things, because you've been here how long now?
Almost 4 years.
So that's a pretty good amount of time. We've only been here a few months, and we've had several things occur. So she's got quite a bit of time under her belt. She's going to tell us about some of the things, some of the hot spots in the area that they've seen over the years. And we've got a lot of EVPs we're going to play for you, too, and kind of roll through those. We've got a bunch here today. Man, bunch of them. We'll start getting through those here in a minute. I thought maybe we'd start with entertainment, because John and I just saw Ghostbusters for the first time.
The Afterlife one, not the old one.
Not the old. Oh Lord, no. We saw that when it came out in the theaters, man. We just saw that for the first time, and if you haven't seen it yet, it's fantastic. Actually, we've all seen it, right? Did you see it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I watched it as soon as it came out.
We just saw it this weekend. So if you get a chance to see that, it's really, really good. It's one of the few, not a prequel. It's one of the few, not even a reboot. I guess it's a true sequel, right?
Right.
It's one of the best true sequels that I've seen in a long time.
I think it is. It's a reboot. Not. It's a soft reboot. It's a reset. They're just going to continue on with these characters now, you know?
Yeah, and they kind of pretended like Ghostbusters 2 didn't happen, which was fine with me. So it's really good. If you get a chance to download that, and that's what we did, is we just streamed it. If you get a chance to stream it off Apple TV or Amazon Prime or wherever, it's really good. Highly suggest that. Okay, today we're going to be talking to Melissa. She's a tour guide here. You've done paranormal stuff on, I don't know if in group form before. If you were with a group, Mm-hmm. Okay, so you've done that kind of thing, so you kind of know, basically the stuff we know, as far as what areas to focus on in the castle. We don't know that stuff, but you know what a strange sound in the castle is and what isn't. So what is the oddest experience that you've had inside the castle, either during a tour or otherwise?
It's probably the shadows. The shadow people are by far the oddest, creepiest thing for me.
Have you now? You sent at one point a photo that someone had taken inside, and then you said there was also a video associated with that. And is that what you had said? There was a video of the shadow person too?
Yeah, it was at the other end of the basement, so a totally different section of the castle.
Now, was it moving in the video?
No.
Just standing kind of static?
Just standing. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because that picture that I shared with you guys that she sent us was really one of the best I've ever seen, as far as seeing a solid, very dark, shadowy looking thing standing in the middle of the room. Where was that picture taken? Do you remember? That
was down in the men's dormitory in the basement.
Okay. So you've seen these during tours or by, after? When have you seen those here?
I've seen them down the tunnel. I'm not typically scared at the castle. I don't think we have a lot of bad, dark things here. But the tunnel was the only time I've actually been afraid. And I watched 5 shadows come down into the tunnel while I was in it.
Oh, by yourself?
No, I had 3 other people. But that's still a little... You don't have any way to get out.
True,
because it's a dead end.
You'd be kind of cornered down there.
Well, where all have you seen the shadows? Obviously, the tunnel is going to be a big one, but where else have you seen them here?
This hallway out here, where you guys have caught some stuff. At the end of a tour, I've been turning off lights, and I've had 2 come down the hallway towards this back room. I've had them upstairs behind the stage and in the theater.
Have you ever seen any of that stuff during the day?
No.
Okay. We've just been kind of amazed since we started coming here that we have caught stuff during the day. We're not necessarily one of those groups that think things only happen between midnight and 3 a.m., but we didn't expect to hear so much stuff during the day when we're here.
Right. You're talking about 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, on a Sunday, sunny Sunday morning.
Didn't we talk about this before we started doing podcasts here? about the daytime.
Yes,
nighttime
yeah,
thing.
we were talking about doing a daytime investigation at that house, across town that has so much activity, because we were like, if we're going to find activity during the daytime, that's where we're going to find it. But we've kind of already proven, that we don't. That's not necessarily something we need to do. We've heard stuff here during the day many times. The first few times we came out here, we didn't set up anything. We didn't set up a recorder. We didn't set up anything at all. I didn't even think about it.
Right.
About catching anything here during the day. And then it was in the middle of a podcast one time where it's like, did you hear that? And then we listened back to, that audio. It's like, there was something.
Have you noticed anything that you think that causes the activity to increase, the shadow figures, anything else in all of the tours you've done?
I feel like it kind of stirs up after we have a big event.
Okay.
Whether it's like a prom or a wedding, some kind of party atmosphere, I feel like that tends to bring it up. And I feel like some people bring something with them.
I was just going to say, I forgot I was going to ask this. You guys do a lot of events here, proms and weddings, like you just said. Do they take a lot of photos inside, wedding pictures? Has there ever been anything captured in any of those?
Well, I mean, if you're an orb believer, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you're into that kind of stuff. But I know there was a picture of a wedding upstairs in the theater, and it looked like there was a child standing in the row with, other wedding party people, and there was nobody there.
Something else that I think you would want to look at, obviously with the events that are done here at Pythian Castle, it's a beautiful place, great place to do events, beautiful for proms and all that stuff. If they bring in a professional photographer and there's somebody who's not necessarily looking for that, they're going to think that somehow a shadow got in their light, and so they're probably going to Photoshop out a lot of that stuff.
Oh, that's true. That's true. They're probably going to.
They're going to say, you know what, that somehow my assistant wasn't worth. Even if that's not the case, I would bet you that a lot of shadow figures and things like that,
I would say so.
have
I hadn't
been
thought of
edited
that
out
because
by the professional.
Their job is to provide the bride with the best photos.
Yeah.
They pay a ton.
It might be a good idea to try to get in touch with a photographer.
And say, quit photoshopping all that shit out of there, man.
No, just to talk to him about it. Like, even if it's off the record, be like,
Yeah.
hey, what have you had to?
Well, I mean, just think about it. If you got somebody in here and she's got this beautiful dress on, and she's got Pythian Castle, and this, I mean, this really does look like a castle. I mean, if you've never actually seen Pythian Castle, it really truly looks like that. So, you get through all this stuff, and then the last thing you want is some unknown shadow just shows up in the middle of your wedding
and
photo.
really, the last thing probably any bride wants is a bunch of yahoos like us, circling this thing around the circuit of her wedding pictures. Like, look behind, look right
You'll
behind
notice
her.
clearly a shadow figure appears.
But I don't know. I just thought, because they do have a lot of events here, I can see where that would stir up activity.
As far as, do you have anything that you have an idea of who these shadow figures are, or who any of these spirits are, or you believe that this is this person? Do you have anything like that?
No. Well, up in the tower, which is the tallest part of the castle, there is if you believe in mediums and what they do, we've been told there's a gentleman up there who's not the nicest guy, and we've caught shadow coming down the steps from the tower, and that's the only thing anybody's picked up on is this guy up there. The only other thing, I think, one of them is a child. I think there's a child that follows me. I can't explain it to where it probably makes any sense to anybody, but I just get this feeling that there's a little one.
Follows you while you're here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I sent a video around to everybody that was of what I think is the tunnel area, and it's one of the guides here, and there's a light or something like that at the end of this tunnel, and if they can't see the light, supposedly it's coming up on them, or
if it's not moving side to side, it's coming closer, like a tornado,
something like that.
Oh yeah, that happens down there.
That's the rule of tornadoes. If it's not moving left or right, it's coming at you.
Because there's no light in the tunnel. Once you get past the first, 100 feet, there's no electricity down there.
I don't remember. Did you send that to us?
Yeah.
Do you remember it?
I haven't seen it.
No, I don't remember that.
I would like to see it.
I don't remember getting that. I read every email and link everybody sends. I don't.
You and I talked about that.
You guys did talk about it.
We talked about it on the podcast. She was listening.
Then it's just
maybe
then it's
been
just
lost
it's
in the
been
myriad
dumped.
of
I've downloaded it to a jump drive somewhere. Then
Because
out of
we
my
talked
brain.
about that, and I said this is one of the things I want to ask her about when she was here.
I do remember that.
Thank you.
I do remember
You're welcome.
that. It's weird that I can remember talking about it, but I can't remember the video.
Well, it's funny because that happened when when we saw the 5 shadows come down. You could see them walk down because we had a light in the boiler room, so you could see them coming in, and we would holler, is this somebody that was here? Nobody said anything, and they just kept coming, and it got to a point where we couldn't see them anymore. So we knew that they were.
See, that's the kind of stuff. That's the big stuff. Earlier when you were talking about orbs and stuff, I could care less about those. That's the thing right there. Is you see shadow people coming downstairs, you see a shadow form standing in the middle of a room. That's the big stuff. What were you going to say?
How about voices or anything like that? Have you ever had those experiences? I mean, obviously that's been our biggie.
And have you ever heard any of the voices that we've heard?
Well, the biggest voice for me is the guy in the tunnel knows my name.
And has said it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's a big one.
That would
Yes,
be an
and-
intelligent, yeah.
Yes, and I've tried to. I have it somewhere, and I tried to find it, and I can't find it. I'll try to send it to you. But yes, I was in the tunnel at the time. Someone had a camera at the beginning, at the front of it, and while I was in there, it was the creepy Melissa, type of thing.
Did you get that recorded?
It's somewhere.
Oh, you do have it somewhere?
Yeah,
Okay.
somewhere. I got to find it.
Yeah,
But,
we'd love to hear that.
Yeah, no. No.
It would be off-putting to hear something say your name like that.
He was my first, I guess, experience at the castle as a guy in the tunnel.
But you did paranormal stuff before this too. I jumped in on you. Sorry about
Yeah.
that. Okay, so this was not your first rodeo as far as that kind of stuff
That was
goes.
my question. I was going to ask her if she'd ever done this
Yeah.
prior to that.
Oh, yeah.
And what about people that you've been on tours with? When you say you're giving a tour of the castle, what about activity you've had happen then?
A lot of it is some of the stuff you've caught the whistles. A lot of the whistles we get are very short. Like someone's trying to get your attention to look, where the whistle's coming. A lot of people say they've been touched on the tours. That has not happened to me.
Has anybody ever left at a high rate of speed because of something they've seen or heard or felt?
I've had some people come up from the basement
Yeah.
saying that
yeah.
they don't want to go any further, and they come up and just
That's
chill.
understandable. I get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys will have fun down there.
Yeah, that's the other thing is we're going to work on that rescheduling. A lot of schedules to coordinate for whenever we come here, so we're going to get that figured out here very soon. Now we do have. Did you have anything other directly to ask?
No,
because
that
I
was
want
my
her
beat.
to listen to some of the EVPs that we've caught.
Okay.
That you guys have kind of put together. Well, we've all heard them, but we're going to go through those kind of here in order.
You guys have any questions
Oh, no, no.
for her? Anything?
Okay. So we'll run through these. We'll kind of get your take on them, see if you've heard anything like it inside here before. And Dustin, I'm going to do these in order.
And what you're going to hear, if you hear what sounds kind of like an old school tape running,
ticking, the tick, 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 tick,
the
tick,
tick
tick.
thing,
Yeah.
or a that's not paranormal. That is, I leveled the audio. That way they would all be at the exact same amount. So
Yeah.
some of them,
So it monkeys a little bit with the ambient noise,
Yes.
and it makes it sound kind of like a tape. The tick,
yeah,
tick,
it
tick,
sounds
tick,
a
tick.
little bit like a helicopter on some, not on all of them, but on some of them.
So
it might.
you're going to want to listen behind that.
And also, you give the impression there's going to be a sense of organization to this list.
We're extremely organized. Look at the table.
I want to clear that up right now.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to run through these. There's more here, man. There are so many. I don't know if these are put in order of best to
Zero organization.
nothing.
This
Okay.
is just, I sent them to him and he started making comments. And if he commented on it, I sent it back out.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and play number 1 here. Let me get that pulled up and going for you.
That's a dog.
Now, go ahead.
The dogs is what makes this real difficult.
I was going to say, because that's not the one I played a minute ago, is it?
I don't know.
Before we got started, remember I played the one and we were talking to him. He said it sounded.
No, that's different.
No, that's
How is it different when it's? Did I change the order? I don't.
I was about to ask you.
Oh,
what that
you know
was
what? I
titled.
did. I didn't. The order's good. The order's good. I'm sitting here totally confused because I was not prepared for that one. I was prepared for the one. I didn't have. I've scrolled too far.
Okay.
I just rocked the window up a little bit, and we're back.
What's
we're back
the
to square
title of
one.
this one?
The dogs make it difficult on that one. The first one is called Another Unknown Noise.
Okay.
Okay. This is number one. I'd rocked
Right.
it down too far.
And I just listed anything that I thought was different. But you're right. The problem you get into there is dogs.
Yes, the dogs are going to be now. This one is the one I was wanting to play. Is the one I'm going to play for you right now. So let's run through it really quickly.
You should tell them, hey, you left this one off, and then what we'll do is we'll forward this to Chris' email, and I'll edit the podcast. All right, you ready? Part 2. All right.
Okay, the sound. Whoops, I didn't mean to play it again. The sound that we're listening for. Can I just go to that spot
Yes,
real
go
quick?
right there.
All right, here we go.
Chris' email, and I'll edit the podcast.
I'm back here.
Forward this to Chris' email. Forward this to Chris' email.
Right there is the sound that we're kind of focused on. That we just don't know what that would be.
I don't know. It's
To me, at first, it sounded like a motorcycle. That
Yeah, and we kind of
Revving.
it does, and we
it's
kind of
very loud.
talked about that, and you can't really hear any traffic inside.
and this recorder was.
It wasn't it out here in the hallway.
Yeah.
Is that where it was? I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't know which one he's commenting on. So I don't know.
It was either out there in the hallway or it was. I don't remember where we put the other one. I think it was
I don't know.
by the stairs. I think. Let's go ahead and go to that spot one more time.
And then what we'll do is we'll forward this to Chris' email.
Right there. I just don't know what that would be.
I mean, we would normally probably throw that.
It sounds mechanical.
Yeah, I don't. But what would it be? I don't know. We haven't heard that before.
I don't know.
Very loud motorcycle, I guess. But I don't hear traffic in here.
No, I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next one here.
What is this called?
Ghost Sound.
Okay, this one.
I got it. It was. No, because if it was.
Oh, the reason I walked out here with this is I was going to sit next to the recorder.
Okay. All right, I'm going to keep setting up the podcast.
Right there.
Okay, that one is interesting.
Is there another one of these that's the exact same from a different?
I think so. I think there is.
Let me go to that spot one more time.
Because what I put on the notes is that I thought I heard a female.
This sounded like a female to me. Let me go to that spot one more time. The reason I walked out here with this is I was going to sit next to the recorder.
Okay. All right, I'm going to keep setting up the podcast.
Do you hear that at the end too? It
Yeah.
sounds almost like that motorcycle sound starting up again.
This almost sounds like a singing type thing. Let me roll it one more time.
Okay. All right, I'm going to keep setting up the podcast.
I don't know. It's interesting. I don't think I've heard that one before.
See, there towards the end, it sounds like that maybe something got set down on
That's
the
what I was
table
thinking.
or
It
something
sounded
like that,
more-
that creates that hollow type sound.
It sounded more like a movement type sound to me. Have you heard anything like that?
I think that last sound was the chair out in the hallway.
Oh, okay.
There by the desk.
gonna say, it sounds like
it sounds
someone
like maybe
moving
that got
something.
moved.
That could be.
a
Okay.
really big
That would
room.
make sense. That would make sense. Now, this is one that John captured in the hallway out here.
We're out.
the walking.
Okay. Okay, that's definitely walking. That's definitely this hallway out
And that
here.
is that's also the little recorder that was out in the hallway with the bathroom.
And
no one was there.
You and I were the only two that were actually inside the castle that day. Dustin joined us from home on the computer, and Tamara was not inside. So,
Does anybody have any logical reason that would create that sound? Anybody?
I mean, you could go through the different
Walking.
Walking wood, but
it's weight distribution through the feet and being applied
I'm just
to the
wondering
boards
if
on the floor.
If you close the door in another part of the castle,
Well, that's
would
what
it
I was
cause
gonna
that?
that's what I was gonna
that
say is-
Possible. I'm really reaching with that.
And I was going to say it could be. I mean, could it be the heat causing the boards to expand? I don't know. It's certainly not very hot in here. Freezing my ass off, but that's okay because they keep this room closed off and there's no heat on it until we arrive. Then they flip the heat on, and then she said, if you really want it to warm up, close those doors. But we don't want to close those doors because if we hear anything, we want to be able to hear it. So that's just some walking that we can't explain. Now, keep in mind, we don't ever present these saying, here is a ghost walking.
Right.
We're
in
just
fact, what I'm saying is, hey, what are some other things that would explain that? What if it's not a ghost? What is it? Or not a spirit? What is it?
Yeah. So we're just presenting things that we can't explain because John and I were the only two people inside, and we were sitting right here. And this recorder was in the hallway, and it did capture the walking there. So that's interesting. Okay, let's move on
Okay,
to
wait. What's this one called?
Laughs at Chris.
Okay, we're getting to some of the better ones. The ones that I starred are the ones that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and roll this one and see what we got.
Because I was watching, and unless you're a ventriloquist and throw up your voice, I'm not. That was something you was clear in your throat, so I don't know where that came from.
Okay, we'll have to mark that spot and listen. And then, you're like, it makes me nervous because people listening are like, oh, here they go again.
Right, and I hate to do that, but
Okay, where were we going there? Do you remember?
It's right.
Right after I said I'm not a ventriloquist?
Yeah, after you say I'm not a ventriloquist, and it's not very loud either.
Okay, we'll try it one more time.
you're a ventriloquist and throw up your voice, I'm not. That was something you was clear in your throat, so I don't know.
I hear what you're talking about there, and I can't be 100% sure.
I was disconnected at this time. That's the thing. Is I wasn't. I'm pretty sure I was either not on the. You hadn't called me yet. This is when I was gone, right?
Yeah, Dustin's not here.
Oh, it was just you and I.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean. Like,
Right.
I was not a part of this conversation, and I don't know who was laughing there.
Okay. Wait, you were on the computer. You joined us.
I hadn't called in
no.
yet.
Because
I
he
wasn't
was
part
not
of
here.
I was like ventriloquist. What the hell are they? I wasn't there.
Okay.
This is you and I. We're setting up for the stuff.
Oh, we hadn't even started.
No.
Oh.
That's why I was like, I was trying to remember. Like, was this part of the podcast? Ventriloquist. When did we talk about ventriloquism?
Yeah, we always do the ventriloquist.
We were in here.
Okay, I got you. Okay. Well, all right. I don't know. Well, let's go
Now
ahead.
this one should become.
Moan ghost sound.
Okay, yeah, this one's.
Is this a good one?
I remember this one being weird and creepy when I was at home with my
Okay.
headphones on.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and pull it up and see what we got here.
I don't know, but right after he Dustin heard it.
Okay, I heard that for sure.
I don't even know if that's
What
what,
am I
I was
listening to?
referring to.
Okay, here. Let me go again. You ready?
I don't know, but right after he Dustin heard it.
You hear it that time, right?
Okay, yeah, I
heard
mean,
that.
that sounds like.
I don't know, but right after he Dustin heard
That.
it.
That's
I
weird.
just don't know.
I don't know what that would be. There for a minute, I heard dogs squeaking, and I
Yeah.
thought, boy, this is going to be another dog one. But that was not a dog
Right.
there.
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, more hall noise again. Okay, more hall noise again, more of it. Is that what
The reason why
you can say a lot of things about us, but we can name a damn file.
Well, then, I just want to go ahead and say that I did not name these.
I am the namer of this, and what happens is, first time I catch something, I'm like, that's hall noise.
That's
what
out
we're
of
gonna
order
have.
from my list.
This file is called Hall Noise Again, more of it. You're damn right, more of it.
Yeah, there it is.
All right, here we go. Let's see what we got here.
Green bar. We had everything plugged into this.
That is what
Because usually you can say that.
Try this on the other side. Try this on the other side.
There it is. Okay.
Check it out. It was moving earlier.
Okay, and let's go back over.
What was that? I heard that.
It's like a walking. Something's going on those boards.
Okay, let me go to that second one because that was interesting here real quick.
It was moving further. And back up.
Right there.
That doesn't sound like walking. That sounds like a breath, doesn't
It
it?
sounds like a creaky floorboard to me.
It doesn't
Yeah.
really. Let me hear. Maybe
To
my
me,
ears
to me,
aren't
it sound,
tuned
and
into
the reason
that.
why I say walking is because, like, if you put your weight on an old floor,
Yeah, it sounds like graded weight acceptance. You know.
Okay,
Listen to it
well, let
again
me hear it
on
again.
on a creaky board.
Check it out. It was moving further. And back up.
Yeah.
Okay, I still hear almost a breathy sound,
Like you take
Yeah,
a
so
step.
do I.
but I mean, I could hear what you're saying too.
I didn't hear the breath, but did you hear a breath? I didn't hear the breath. The reason why I had put that in there was because it was almost like you're trying to creep up on something, you know?
Like a slow step on,
Yeah,
on a hardwood
right.
floor.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like.
I got to hear it one more time. Hang on.
It was moving further. And back up.
I hear a breath.
All right. Well, I didn't hear the breath, but let's hear it again.
This is like the thing going around the internet. Some people see a blue dress and some people
let's
see.
let's see if we hear it.
It was moving further. And back up.
I guess it just depends on where your ears are tuned into, because I still hear like
That's what I hear.
Okay. Well, I don't ever hear the breath on that one, but I do hear the
at all.
I hear the what it just sounds like that somebody's just kind of like in an old movie when you're trying to sneak up on somebody
And you hit a creaky floorboard.
Yeah.
That's
I
what it
don't
sounds
hear
like.
a creaky floorboard at all. Let me. All right, one more time.
It was moving further. And back up.
There.
After the breath or before?
Breath.
don't know.
Tell you what,
I don't know.
do it again, and we'll have Ty raise his hand. The moment Ty will point directly at you, the moment that he hears it.
And I'm going to point at him when I hear the breath.
Okay.
It was moving further. And back up.
Okay. We point at each other at the same time.
Okay,
so
we're
hearing
in a
the same
disagreement
thing.
if that's a breath or a. I don't know how that could possibly be a breath.
I hear nothing but a breath.
It sounds like someone breathing.
It sounds like
Yes.
What was the title of this one? Was this some kind of roar or something?
hall noise again. More. Okay, let's go. All right, let's go ahead and move on. We'll go past that one. I'm going to change the name of that to breath. All right.
Breath instead of the title it should be, which is squeaky floor.
All right, here we go. This one is called Dustin. On your guide, it's more noises.
That last one here, right?
Yes, I heard that.
Okay, there. When I said that, I did not.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Okay, that did everybody heard it? Okay, that time. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me go to that spot one more time. That's about it. You're right, Dustin. That's about 1:15. Here we go.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
See, this is very similar to, and I don't remember if it was last time. We actually, Chris and I were here, and you heard what sounded like the old Halloween records you used to
Yeah, I
listen to in
remember hearing
elementary.
that.
The ones that would go ooh, you know,
Yeah.
and you used to play. You did around Halloween.
Yeah,
they would play.
That's exactly
these
how I
records.
described it. A 1978 sound effect
Yes,
record
that's
that you listened to in first grade.
That's exactly what it sounded like.
But and I wasn't in first grade in 1978. by the
I
way.
wasn't either. I wouldn't be in first grade for another 20 years.
All right, so yeah, that is that. So what you're saying is that sounds like the same.
Very
Thing.
similar. That's very similar to what we heard that time.
Yes, it is. Okay, Dustin, this one's roar. More of the roar. What happened? What is that? Just the name of it?
Just the name of it. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Do you have any notes?
It's hilarious.
Did you write any notes
love
on
it.
this one in particular?
I don't know where they are.
Okay.
We're all out of order.
We'll go ahead and
It's
play
just
this
fine.
here.
Just play it.
The thing you get into with words a lot of times is the problem you're going to have when you're really going down the orbit of the road is a lot of times it's dust particles. Yeah. It can be things that are in the air now.
What?
I
what
know.
was that?
I know
What
where
was
this
that?
is at. This is at the room over there with the fireplace. That's where this recorder is at. So it is the one that is the closest to the road.
Close enough to pick up.
I don't
that?
know. I don't know what that is.
All right, hang
I
on.
don't know.
Let me.
What
let
do
me
you
play.
think, Tyler? Is that a vehicle?
It sounds an awful lot like a vehicle.
Okay, let's play it
Okay,
again and
well
see
then.
here.
The problem you're going to have when you're really going down the orbit of the road is a lot of times sparkles. Yeah.
All right, hang on. I've never heard a vehicle in here.
I mean, unless it's really loud.
If
You don't
Look
get
how
a
far
lot
the
of.
road is.
You don't get a lot
What
of.
about the base over here?
they weren't
Vehicles rolling in and out of there? I mean, I guess it's possible.
the one time
This sounds like a vehicle rolled right up to the front door.
Tamara was the one time that this was going on when she was taking down the Halloween
That's what I was
decorations.
going to say. Yes.
And she had this huge...
The dragon?
Yeah, well, yeah, she had this huge vehicle that was outside. When she was out with that, it overrode everything. It wasn't a quiet thing like this. I mean, you could hear it plain as day
Okay.
in that room.
I'm going to listen to it one more time, then we'll probably throw this out as vehicle here. Let's see.
The problem you're going to have when you're really going down the Oregon Road is a lot of times it's got sparkles. Yeah.
I tend to lean towards that not being a
See,
vehicle, but
the
since
reason-
we're talking about it,
The reason why I think that you're gonna have a problem that being a vehicle is because listen how the tone changes. Because normally a vehicle is just zoom, zoom, zoom.
this is not a passing vehicle. This would have to be a vehicle pulling up and stopping.
Unless it's that big piece of machinery out.
Not that day.
What big
Okay.
I've never seen any big pieces.
She has
Well,
got
she's-
a huge thing that she can use to work on her castle here.
I think, here, let's go one more time.
When you're really going down the Oregon Road is a lot of times it's got sparkles.
I guess we'll throw it out. I like it.
I don't know. I can't explain it. Is it possible that a motorcycle pulled up directly
I
on the
kind
other
of like
side of the wall?
idea of like, and it's going to butcher this whole thing though, with all of these possible motorcycle sounds. We've got so much more good stuff that we don't really need that paddock.
I agree. We'll
So
throw it
we'll
out.
just pitch it.
Okay. The date on the recording might be right. The math recording does that matter?
Loud noise. What was that?
Well, did you hear right before it? Here, let's play that part again.
What is that?
That's so strange. I don't know.
It I know what it looks like in my head.
Yeah, I always draw a picture too. I don't know. That's good. We're keeping that one.
Does anybody have any idea of anything that could be?
No idea.
No clue. Let's go.
Baby Godzilla.
Recording might be right. The math recording does that matter?
Sounds
So
like
bizarre.
a massive sewer monster.
Now this continues for another 40 seconds. Should I let it roll? Let's go.
I don't remember this. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's walking out there in the hall.
What the hell is that? What's going on? All right, hang on.
I remember this because I made a comment like, "What is this like War of the Worlds? What's
Where was
happening?"
that
This
at?
sounds like a tripod.
Right out here.
Out of here in this hallway. There was nobody out there.
Nobody was there.
Nobody's out there.
Nobody's there.
All right, hang on a second. I should have let this roll in.
What was this one called again?
More walking near hallway. All right, let me go back there.
Let's pick up right there.
If that's not walking, I would like for someone to explain to me what it is.
It's really unnerving.
It is. Is it walking? Is that what everybody hears?
I don't
I
know
feel
if
like it
that's
sounds like
walking.
somebody's working on something.
Yeah.
It sounds more like construction. Like
Was that happening
It's
when we were here?
No, there wasn't no construction happening. Are you kidding?
it's not a continuous walking sound.
It doesn't move. Yeah, it doesn't move away.
That's
or
true. I just didn't know how else to call it. I don't
All
know
right.
what's
I don't know.
There's
what that
still
is.
30 seconds left. Hang on.
All right. We should be about ready.
Okay, so Melissa, you ever hear this?
The math recording does that matter?
cartoon.
Yeah.
I don't know. You ever heard anything like?
No.
So is that if we decide that's called walking? I mean, that's the sound of walking.
And it sounds like that. I don't know what else I would describe it as.
It sounds like you'd have to almost be walking in place because it doesn't move away from the recorder.
I don't know. I don't know. It's.
I think we set off. We might have said with that recording, but like the construction.
There's no construction occurring though. But yeah, that's what it sounds like. That first bang sounds like something you'd see on a Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we're going to go down the
got
road
that
of
right,
construction, is it possible that it was construction that happened years ago here?
Possibly like a residual type thing. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's no construction going on today. But is it possible that this is construction from 50 or 60 years ago?
It could be. I don't know. I'm going to jump around here. I'm going to jump out of this mix, and I'm going to go one of these that came from the little recorder that I set out here on these death notices.
Okay.
And I can't remember which one this is.
The spirits, the entities, whatever here were kind of upset by it. That's what it seemed like. We can't prove that, obviously.
Okay, did you hear the whispering? Let me play it again.
The spirits, the entities, whatever here were kind of upset by it.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like.
Why does it sound like there's a high pass filter on that?
This is Chris's, not
That's
mine.
that's straight off the recorder. That he has not processed these. I just loaded them this morning straight off the recorder.
Chris has got, it's an older.
Oh, it's
recorder.
old. It's old. It's that little black
yeah.
one that's sitting out there right now. Let's go ahead and jump back into the mix here. Why don't we go ahead?
Chris, do you want to go ahead and stop and pick up again next week for part 2?
Yeah.
Or do you want to go ahead and do this one here?
Can I go to the one that says
Yes,
whispering?
yeah, go ahead.
Let me hear this one really quickly, and then we'll go ahead and we'll wrap it up here.
Okay. The good news is I do not work the jumper. So, what we're going to do is, well, yes. What we can do, I've leveled them all.
Oh, right there. Yeah. Right there.
Can you give me on
They're talking to me, right?
Well, I'm asking.
Doesn't say the thing I'm whistling.
Okay, I'm going to go to that spot really quickly. Did you hear the two whispers? I heard them very clearly.
Go for it.
All right, here we go.
I've leveled them all.
There's one. There's the second.
I think
That's
yeah.
creepy.
Yeah, that's a really good. Now, there's no way to explain that one.
No.
So what you said is correct, Dustin. Now that I'm in a better frame of mind to think about it, we can throw out anything that might have been a motorcycle. Just throw it. Just pitch it.
Yeah, that's what-
because when you got stuff like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but listen to that again. It's not me, but listen how much it sounds like me.
All right, hang on.
Listen to that. Yeah, never mind. It doesn't.
I was getting ready to say
That
it.
doesn't sound anything like me. Never mind.
Well, it sounds like you and everyone else on the planet who's ever whispered.
I was going to say it sounds like it sounds like a
I
very.
thought maybe that's me. but
So
no,
were we setting up at this
we're
point?
setting up.
So weird that we would. All right, here one more time. There's one. There's the second one. I don't know. That's good stuff.
I don't know.
That's a good one. So yeah, any of the previous stuff, including our big opener that we played, that might be hell, we don't know. That could be.
Here's the
all I
problem.
know is sitting right here, I have never heard a motorcycle or car go by.
Well, but though, I think one of the things that we do that a lot of other people do not. A lot of other people go out and they try to find ghosts and they try to find EVPs. They try to find the spirit. They want it to be.
Well,
the
I don't
other
think
side
anybody
talking.
scrutinizes their audio more than we
Right,
do.
and whereas ours, if it's good, but it could be something else, we'll go with whatever the something else is.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if it's a dog, if it might be a dog, then it's a dog. As far as this stuff goes, if it might be a motorcycle, we need to throw it out. But there's no way to describe
And
that.
on
one.
none of these am I saying that, and I'm not trying to say it's definitely a spirit or an entity or anything like that. I just found audio that I really could not explain.
Yeah, have no idea what it could be. So, can we do one more?
Yeah, we can do as many as you
As
want.
I look through here, I was like, "Here's another whisper one that's from out here." So I kind of want to see what that is here really quickly. Since our opener wasn't good, maybe this will be good closure.
Or yes, because you got to go get our mics in, or in this situation, you can use an output would be fine because we're not recording it. All right. All this. Yeah. It's not even the microphone. Yeah, really hold it.
Okay, what I was doing? Did you hear the footsteps?
Yeah, I heard that, but there was also some very faint
The whispering, I heard that too. I'm going to keep rolling here.
peppered through there.
Yeah, there. Yeah, they're cold as they be. Holy smoke. Okay. I guess we can go ahead and test everything else prior to his arrival.
Okay. I did hear, I heard some lower end stuff there too. I was focused more on the footsteps because this is when it was just you and I in here, right? And neither one of us were out there walking, but I heard the I heard the walking in the hallway, and that's really what I was focused on there. I heard what he's talking about too, some lower, some bassy rumbling type thing that just may be a product of.
I think that the I don't think that's paranormal
No.
as much as I think that's just the fact that I've brought up the
Yeah,
volume
that's what I was
so
gonna
heavily.
say.
No, that's what it is.
That
I'm
may-
just saying it's hard to differentiate noises when
Right.
you hear that.
Yeah, as
in
far as the other
background.
noises go, I wasn't even really listening to those. Really, the footsteps were the thing for me on that one because it was just us in here. So,
Well, the guy in the tunnel makes a rumbling noise like that when you're in the tunnel.
like what?
Like that real low,
like a
almost a
bassy-
rumble. Yes. You'll be in the tunnel and he'll do it.
Oh, well, then,
Really?
And those footsteps sound like his. I know you might just be like, oh, footsteps.
No.
that-
These footsteps sounded different to me too. They
They
sounded more like a heavy.
Play it for her again and have her listen to it again.
Is it input? Or, yes, because you got to go get our mics in, or in this situation, you can use an output would be fine because we're not recording it. All right. All this. Yeah, it's not even the microphone. They're fucking freezing. Yeah, we really hold it. Yeah, they're yeah, they're cold as they be. I mean, holy smoke. Okay.
So those are like a real heavy. And I heard that thing that you heard too, because that's the first time I heard.
Can you go back to
Go to that spot. All right, let me see about where that happened. That higher pitch thing.
Really strange sounding. It might have been one
Yeah,
of them.
it's not even the microphone. They're fucking freezing. Yeah, we really hold it. Yeah.
Oh, I stopped it.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah. That could have been one of us. Again, that may be a product of bring. Let me go to that. And
Let's hear it again.
Do you hear what we're talking about? That higher pitch thing? Right there.
I don't know. That could have been a laugh.
It's hard to tell. Yeah, it's hard to tell. That's just the first time I'd ever heard
And
that.
the other part of the problem you get into too is that recorder is in the hall, so that sound may have changed by the time it got to the recorder.
Yeah, I
with,
don't know.
Reverberation and stuff.
It's just he and I looked at each other at the same time whenever that part came up. Really, it's the footsteps on that one is the part that we cannot explain because there were
Right.
two people in here and we weren't walking at the time. Okay, so we've got, oh man, we didn't even, we're not even halfway. We're not even halfway. There's so many more. And then I've got more on the email too.
All right.
And again, like we said, some of these maybe, and we said this on the podcast last time. We said, we'll have to sift through them and really pick the best ones. I said, or we could just debunk them as we go, because this is what we have to do.
With any of the stuff that I put in, there's not necessarily, it's not automatically all EVP stuff. It's just stuff that was audio that was out of the norm.
Yeah.
This is the process we usually do behind the scenes.
And that's okay to do it here. I mean, that's kind of what this is. I mean, whenever we do our investigation here and do the podcast with it, when we do that, it's more focused on the investigation, and the podcast just kind of rolls in the background because we let the people who listen to the podcast go through and listen and pull out anything that they can hear. It's like an interactive type thing. But whenever we're doing the podcast, we're not really focused on getting EVPs like that. So anything we grab here, we're just throwing it on there. I mean, we've obviously thrown out obvious thing, but some of these where we're not sure, we kind of throw them out on the fly. That one's interesting. The whisper in the
I don't know,
in the hallway, I think right now is my favorite one out of all those. So that's good. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll stop there as far as the audio goes. We've got a bunch we can play, next week. Did we want to? Is there any other questions that anybody had for Melissa while she's here, or anything for you? Because here's what I've been thinking is I would like, if you have a chance to join, I think it would be interesting for her to be here whenever we go over the house in Willard, whenever we recap that, because Dustin, you're the one who brought up that we've never played that stuff on this podcast. We had the old podcast, which was on all the other platforms, but now we're on the new platforms. There's most of our new subscribers have never heard any of that stuff.
What are you talking about?
Well, I don't think you were here, but we talked about recapping the Willard investigation.
Which one?
The house that burned down.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good idea.
And the other thing too, when we do that, we really want to make sure that we have everything set here in the castle, because every time that we play EVPs from outside of here, and I never thought about that.
That was the other thing. That's the other point I was going to make.
Stirred up the activity here.
Well, and that one that you played that specifically said, "This is my place."
Yeah,
I think that set some of them off.
And that's from the Willard.
Did you notice activity after that specific day? Do you remember anything?
No, not particularly, but I feel like when you guys played it, that you started getting a lot more
we
stuff.
started getting more stuff.
You guys started getting,
I think it did
they
for
liked
us.
it.
I think if that stirred up activity, this next one would really stir the pot, because I've told you before, in all these years we've done this, we've only done one investigation. We don't throw around the word demonic ever. We still don't. We call it a non-human.
I don't know what it was,
but
I
if
am
there
comfortable
is,
using that word when it comes to this. To this case, I will use that word.
If there is a demonic style haunting, we've experienced it once.
Yeah, one
and
time.
that's the one we're talking about. It's a house that we investigated in Willard a few times, and it got really bad to the point where we almost left all our shit inside and just went home.
No, it was honestly a traumatic experience for me.
It really was.
It was.
We ran out and sat in our cars.
Yes, and it was so bad because as we're running out of this house and everything else, this thing comes on and starts laughing at us, and it says, "Where are you going?"
And we did not have anything
Very clearly.
Yes. Yeah.
And you know what? We didn't just run out of that house once, because I was with you guys once when we all ran out again.
Now, that must have been the time before, because we never went back after this time.
Yes, and then you guys went back, and then the crazy stuff happened, and I wasn't there for it.
Yeah, and it was
so I think
scary.
And that's the point I was going to make. I think it would be interesting for her to hear it, but I think it would be interesting for you to be here when we play it, because that's whenever we start to get stuff inside.
That was just wild.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, I had trouble going to sleep for a few days.
It was bad, because we had to call the homeowners and tell them we don't think you should go back home
ever,
and we've never done that before.
Just move.
And so they did go back home, and not to give too much away, but a couple weeks later it burned down with them in it.
No, they were all okay.
They jumped out the second story window, But
No, it's an insane story.
It
The whole
really
thing
is.
just
Yeah, it's
And we kind of have the chronological audio to go from our first investigation. Here's a few things, and then they called us again, and we were like, "Yeah, we'll
How
come."
did it start with somebody smelling smoke?
Well,
or is that a different house?
And this
That's
house
it.
originally we went over nothing. I mean, there was nothing. It was the most peaceful, awesome house.
It was super
Nothing.
nice.
we
It was,
mentioned smelling barbecue smoke.
I know,
and,
that's
and,
what I
and
mean.
a voice came on that we caught an EVP that said burn.
Right?
Yes.
We need to check audio right now.
Yeah, I heard that
Right
too.
there,
Yep.
I heard like a grumble or a
I heard something
From the guy who checks these mics every single week, the hottest spot in the castle as far as audio to pick up is where Dustin's sitting right now.
Yeah,
That
it seems to be.
is
And
red hot, and then that's followed by the area that Ty is sitting.
because
in.
this is the chair that moved.
Yeah, because
Is that why you always have our names on chairs when we come in here?
Yes. Okay, Dustin has to sit over here. That's why
why
me and
Chris-
John get here first.
Right, John's sat near the exit.
right.
John, that's funny because that last time we went to Willard, remember John never took his coat off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And remember that one EVP says, "Why has he got his coat?" Remember that one?
I do
It
remember
referenced
that.
Yeah,
We
they were
never-
making fun of you.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
They
we
said,
did.
"Why won't he take his coat off?"
Yeah.
There was one.
And I absolutely would not. Because it's like
And it was really easy to tag audio because everywhere John went, it was.
Yeah, it sounded like he was wearing corduroys.
that's right. I'm ready to get out of Dodge.
So, anyways, I think that would be cool to go over that one. Not only because we want you to be here to hear it, but it would be cool to be here to hear it. But I think being here when we play it is when we're going to start hearing stuff inside here.
See, I think what did it was, and I don't know. I have no way to prove this, but I think it was the fact that good old Nick on that EVP actually says, "My name is Nick, and this is my place."
Could be.
And saying it at their house, their base, or whatever you call this.
Yeah.
Whatever it would be.
Yeah, I don't think they like that.
No, I don't. I think that's what it was.
So, John, repeat after me. My name is John.
Attention, everyone. This is John's place. So yeah. Anyway, I think I just had that idea as we were going here. It'd be kind of cool to play. I was thinking which investigation could we go back to play audio from to
Well,
see.
that's the best we've got. That's
It-
still to this day the best.
I don't know if it's the best we've got,
But
but
it's
it's the
10
most.
out of 10.
The narrative of it.
The story, the
story,
overall
yes.
feel, yes. But as far as the amount of EVPs, I think Ashley's house will probably have more.
I mean,
I think
maybe, and I-
Willards are higher quality.
I
though.
haven't lost sleep over Ashley's house.
Right,
I haven't
Willards is absolutely. I mean, Ty's right.
Anytime-
It's a 10 out of 10 on the creepy scale.
anytime we get an email from Travel Channel or it used to be Sci-Fi, that's the story I always submit.
Yeah, I think we had some whispering there, but most of what we caught in Willard were very clear, loud, spoken sentences.
and growling.
Do you
Growling.
remember when we
Growling.
were leaving the ruckus, like the noise?
Yes, and we did
The
not
pots and
capture that
pans.
on. We
No,
didn't
no, because
capture
we
that.
were getting the hell out already. But do you remember it?
Of course,
Yes.
I
Oh,
remember
God,
it.
yes.
Okay, I was just making sure that
Of
I
course,
wasn't the only one.
I was almost crying.
Didn't
I
you guys
remember
hear,
it.
you guys heard the pots and pans and the pterodactyl and all
it was
that?
Yes.
all hell
Yeah.
broke loose in there.
Yeah.
Like
Yes, it was, and which was surprising because this was early on, and probably 8 out of 10 houses we went to back then had nothing. I mean, we caught nothing.
well, we you know
You caught a lot that night.
We did, and we weren't quite ready for it. Anyway,
And, you know, and the thing I thought was the creepiest, you know, even more than anything else, the probably the creepiest, well, not the creepiest, but an incredibly creepy piece of audio for me is the one that was caught on Chris's recorder.
the closet,
the door
the closet
closing?
door.
that is just
That gives me chills every time I hear
it's
it.
it's the atmosphere of
You
it.
can
and
hear
the
you
ambience
guys
and-
exit the house. Everybody.
What happened? Let me set this up for you here. We had we had this this room where all the activity was taking
That's
place.
where the little girl,
And
the
supposedly-
granddaughter
This
lived.
is such a stereotypical thing that it was all supposedly taking place in a little girl's closet in
Yeah.
her room. This monster was scaring her.
she would sit and talk to her open closet.
Yeah.
The-
well, they had a security system in the
Yeah.
house, so you can hear us all leaving with the beep.
So what happened is,
Yes.
we went in there and we had an incident blow up in this, and something was trying to get out the door.
An
Chris
incident?
Well,
It was more than an incident.
we had this. I don't want to give away the whole podcast.
Okay,
the whole
true,
thing.
true.
Because we are showing this again, I guess.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We really shouldn't talk
True,
too much
right.
about it.
Anyway.
honestly.
It was very, very creepy. But long story short, that closet door you hear open and close
After we left the room,
After we
yeah.
leave.
After they made their
After
exit.
we left the house, you hear us leave the house. The security alarm.
We're not even
sets-
in the house. You hear this slide.
Yeah, it's like slides back slowly, just like it would in a movie. You know,
a sliding closet door.
It was so stereotypical, paranormal. I mean, it was like a movie. It really was
it's like a movie.
And I can hear all three of you talking at a distance outside the door after the security beep goes off.
we left.
And
We're
then the
outside.
door closes very close to the recording.
And
the
it's a
microphone.
slow, creaky sound. It's like the
I just
sound
couldn't
that
believe
you
it.
would imagine, like from a.
I think sooner rather than later we need to do that because we have a lot of our audience.
And that's
is,
underselling it. Like that's the least terrifying
Oh, yeah.
thing that
Right.
happened. But it's just like the kind of.
Well, it's just hearing it in order with the story is going to make it so much better, and our
I
audience
was
is so
petrified by this. I mean, this one, I was absolutely. I think I was
I
the first
don't-
one out of the house.
I don't
I called
even-
one of you guys that night.
Yeah,
and
I-
said like, okay, I'm like in like I've got all the lights on. It's like midnight.
yeah.
I mean, literally.
This was like a day later.
I am running to my car to start my car and leave.
That
Yeah.
pterodactyl sound. That's no dog.
Nope. No. No. I have no
And you
explanation
guys
for
thought
what
I was
happened there.
crazy when we were introducing ourselves earlier in that night. Hi, my name's Chris, and I said, my name's Bill. I was smart.
I think we'll do that soon. I think it would be cool to go over that again because
This has got to be a long one.
yeah, this is going to be a long. We need to wrap it up. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay.
We'll be back soon with another episode of Midwest Ghost Hunters Dark Matter Podcast.